Hello my dears, welcome back to my channel today. This is going to be our reading for the upcoming new moon in Libra on October 14th. This new moon is really special because it coincides. It is a moon for a solar eclipse in Libra. A lot of the energy that we're going to be experiencing during this time is about finding balance. New moons are the beginning. They mark clean slate starting energy. And with it being in the sign of Libra, we're really being called to examine what it is that we're putting our energy into and really just reevaluating things in our lives and understanding the balance. Are we being balanced? Are we approaching things in a way that is worth it for our energy? You know, are we getting back what we are putting into, and just reevaluating what is worth it, what isn't worth it. All right, I want just a couple more cards here and then we'll get started. I'll start telling you what cards we have here pulled out. I'll take that one. All right, let's get going. First off, we have the Strength card that came out. I love this one. This is a little tiger. I have like a little like tiger tattoo. So I'm not a Leo or anything, but I just like tigers. And so this is one of my favorite cards because it's got my favorite animal on it. We have the Strength card. We have the Devil in reverse and the Ten of Swords here. These guys came out together, so I'm associating them together and clumping them together. And it's really cool they came out together too, because even look at the coloring, you know, we have all that purple and red and black. So I think they match. They're really pretty. Then we have the Six of Swords in reverse. Give you a good look at that one. And lastly, the Nine of Swords in reverse. So let's go back to that first card here. We had the Strength card. You're being called to examine your strength. You're really being tested here. I feel like a lot of you guys have been in this place where you've been having to stay strong and keep things going. And maybe in this moment, you're feeling kind of worn out. With the Libra new moon and us having to reevaluate our energies, a lot of you are being called to reevaluate your strength and how much you have been given and how much you're having to rely on it in order to push through things that maybe we don't need to be forcing or pushing through too hard. I feel like that's directly related here with this Devil in reverse and the Ten of Swords here. Devil in reverse is letting go of something, letting go of a vice. I feel like this is the reason here that you have been in that place of needing to rely on your strength, is that you have been reevaluating your vices. You've been trying to let go of maybe negative thinking, negative frame of mind, and maybe even this for you is letting go of a vice like a physical addiction, like, you know, addiction to substances, sugar, social media, you know, evaluating your vices. And in doing so, it's causing you pain. But the Ten of Swords here is the end of a cycle. So even though this is a painful experience, this is the end of a painful cycle for you. Letting go of your vices and really just moving forward from this thing that's causing you pain. You know, our vices tend to be the things that we go to looking for comfort that can sometimes end up causing us pain or more negativity in the long run. And the Ten of Swords is you pulling away from that and really just moving away from things that aren't serving you anymore, things that are causing you more harm than good. And onward from that, we had this Six of Swords in reverse that came out next. Six of Swords is moving forward from a painful past, moving forward. And I feel like this card is in reverse because you're having a difficult time moving forward from these painful experiences. Oftentimes with like substance abuse or, you know, these negative things and frame of minds that we're moving away from can often come from painful experiences in our past. The Six of Swords is specifically your past experiences that had negative effects on your life. So this can be things like traumatizing experiences, you know, maybe like the death of loved ones or other things. It's really personal to each person what this Six of Swords here represents. But essentially that's what I'm getting, is that this is partially this painful thing that you're moving away from, this negative substance, is due in part to this negative experience in your past that you're having a difficult time like moving away from. And right after this, we had the Nine of Swords in reverse. So there's a lot of swords energy here. Swords are associated with like the mind and the mental. Your mind and your thoughts are not physical things. They are intangible. They're non-concrete. So the swords here in reverse, the Nine of Swords, is something that's causing you pain and anxiety in your mind here. So if you look at this card in the upright, you see all those swords that are getting ready to stab this person in the head. That Nine of Swords in reverse, I feel like, is you moving away from negative thoughts and feelings. You know, in the upright, this person is being plagued by these negative thoughts and negative experiences. And so I feel like, you know, here we were saying that you're not moving past or you're having difficulty moving past. And right after that, this Nine of Swords is you starting to move away from those thoughts that have been plaguing you, moving away from this endless cycle of negative thinking, reframing our mindset, reframing the way that we talk to ourselves, reevaluating what it is in our mind that we allow in our space, and just really taking stock of our thoughts, the way that we are speaking to ourselves, and having that be the starting point for this moving away from these. Because oftentimes the negative thinking cycle that we find ourselves stuck in is something that we do that keeps causing us pain over and over again. And this is just really reevaluating what this negative thought cycle is doing for you, you know, causing you more harm than good, and really just getting our negative thinking under control. All right, let's pull a few more cards here. We'll see what kind of pops out. Let's see. What else we got? Okay. That's a lot. Let's see what we got. So the first one that caught my eye here that came out was the Death card. And yeah, especially with that upright Ten of Swords energy and us talking about moving away from these negative thought patterns, the Death card here is allowing these things to pass and leaving them, you know, dead, essentially. Leaving things as they are. Death isn't something that always ends perfectly. It doesn't always end prettily, but once it's done, it's done. And there's no point, we can't go back in the past and change it. And it happens to everybody. And so this Death card is really just reminding you, like, this is the end of this negative thought pattern for you. This is the end of this negative cycle of thinking. This thing that happened to you is dead, done, and over with in the past. And so it's time to allow it to rest in death, essentially. Then we have these three cards all come out together. We have I'll flip these around. We have the Six of Wands in reverse here, the Four of Wands in the upright, and then lastly we have the Hanged Woman in the reverse here. This is really interesting to me because this almost makes me feel like whatever happened that you have been reminiscing on not reminiscing. Reminiscing is like positive. That you've been, this thing that's been stuck in your mind, I feel like it has to do with the home, with your home life maybe growing up. Specifically because we have the Four of Wands here. The Four of Wands is like our foundations that we build. It's, you know, the home, the family. This card usually represents marriage, so this could even be like a past marriage or relationship that you were in. And then it's followed by the Six of Wands in reverse, which is like waiting for a victory. So I feel like with this one being in the upright and the other one being in the reverse, I feel like this is someone who maybe you thought you had a home with a person in your life, or maybe bad home life in general, and not getting that perfect nuclear family that you were hoping for. And this Hanged Woman in reverse being stuck, knowing you have to make a decision, but not being able to do so. Not necessarily not being able to do so, but hesitating. Pulling away from making a decision, maybe because you don't want to hurt anybody, or there's all sorts of reasons that we can prolong decision making. But the Hanged Woman in reverse is, you got to make a decision. You're hanging here in limbo. You're pulling away from the responsibility of this decision making that you need to be doing. Yeah, I feel like all of these guys came out at the same time. Or watch me struggle trying to hold all these up. Yeah, I feel like this Death card is just telling you that like all this trauma of these things, of hoping for experiences and not receiving the experience that we felt that we wanted, you know, struggling to make a decision that maybe hurts other people in our life or in our home, and allowing this to rest in the past, allowing it to die, essentially. Nothing we do can go back and change this or fix any of these things that, you know, were hurting us, or things that we went through or experienced. And there's no going back and changing it. We have all of these hurts, but like, it's just really time for you to evaluate them and let them rest where they may. I think that's a pretty good reading for our Libra new moon. I feel like that really fits in with what it is that we're supposed to be doing in general for this new moon. This is really a time for you to embrace that clean slate, embrace that new energy, especially with Libra being associated with Venus and the planet of love or whatever. Evaluating the way that we love ourselves. And I feel like a lot of this is just reminding you to do some shadow work. Really dig deep and think about your mental and what it is that you can do to change it. So yeah, anyway, thanks for stopping by my channel today, and I hope you all have a lovely Libra new moon.